just insert office and dock, right?
Yo, what? It like swings open? Dude, this is slick.
I'm dropping.
Going. I'm pushing.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, what's the plan?
Are we going all out?
Yeah. So they could do this. I don't think that they'll try to open storefront.
I feel like storefronts are they're gonna play.
Door charge freezer, and then wall charge storefront so you can look at the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rocking what?
I'm taking extra flash just to see if we can finish it right here.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going now. They're ready.
Here I'm heading north.
All right.
Who's got clacker?
Do we have arcade or do they have it?
We still have arcade.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going in.
Freezer and storefront.
Get the power.
Send it, brother.
Watch arcade. Watch arcade. They can't come the other way. They can't come
Nice.
through.
GG.
Good execution.
Got it.
Green, we just insert office and dock, right?
Yo, what? It like swings open? Dude, this is slick.
I'm dropping.
Going. I'm pushing.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, what's the plan?
Are we going all out?
Yeah. So they could do this. I don't think that they'll try to open storefront.
I feel like storefronts are they're gonna play.
Door charge freezer, and then wall charge storefront so you can look at the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rocking what?
I'm taking extra flash just to see if we can finish it right here.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going now. They're ready.
Here I'm heading north.
All right.
Who's got clacker?
Do we have arcade or do they have it?
We still have arcade.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going in.
Freezer and storefront.
Get the power.
Send it, brother.
Watch arcade. Watch arcade. They can't come the other way. They can't come
Nice.
through.
GG.
Good execution.
Got it.
Green, we just insert office and dock, right?
Yo, what? It like swings open? Dude, this is slick.
I'm dropping.
Going. I'm pushing.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, what's the plan?
Are we going all out?
Yeah. So they could do this. I don't think that they'll try to open storefront.
I feel like storefronts are they're gonna play.
Door charge freezer, and then wall charge storefront so you can look at the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rocking what?
I'm taking extra flash just to see if we can finish it right here.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going now. They're ready.
Here I'm heading north.
All right.
Who's got clacker?
Do we have arcade or do they have it?
We still have arcade.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going in.
Freezer and storefront.
Get the power.
Send it, brother.
Watch arcade. Watch arcade. They can't come the other way. They can't come
Nice.
through.
GG.
Good execution.
Got it.
Holy shit!
dispenser, office, and dock, right?
Yo, what? It like swings open? Dude, this is slick.
I'm dropping.
Going. I'm pushing.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, what's the plan?
Are we going all out?
Yeah. But they could do this. I don't think that they'll try to open storefront.
I feel like storefronts are big enough to play.
Door charge freezer, and then wall charge storefront so you can look at the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rocking what?
I'm taking extra flash just to see if we can finish it right here.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going now. They're ready.
Here I'm heading north.
All right.
Who's got clacker?
Do we have arcade or do they have it?
We still have arcade.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going in.
Freezer and storefront.
You have the power.
Send it, brother.
Watch arcade. Watch arcade man. They can't come the other way. They can't come
Nice,
freezer.
GG.
Good execution.
Got it.
Green, we dispenser, office, and dock, right?
Yo, what? It like swings open? Dude, this is slick.
I'm dropping.
Going. I'm pushing.
Nice.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, what's the plan?
Are we going all out?
Yeah. But they could do this. I don't think that they'll try to open storefront.
I feel like storefronts are big enough to play.
Door charge freezer, and then wall charge storefront so you can look at the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's rocking what?
I'm taking extra flash just to see if we can finish it right here.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going now. They're ready.
Here I'm heading north.
All right.
Who's got clacker?
Do we have arcade or do they have it?
We still have arcade.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going in.
Freezer and storefront.
You have the power.
Send it, brother.
Watch arcade. Watch arcade man. They can't come the other way. They can't come
Nice,
freezer.
GG.
Good execution.
Got it.
Hello, all you gamers out there. Thank you for tuning in to another Due Process level making stream. My name is Sandwich, and with me I have Ben, our technical artist. He has a very strong understanding of the level generation system that we use, and if you ever have a question about it, now would be a good time to ask.
Yeah, I'm the stowaway Ben. So they said they need Bens for this stream, so here I am. Yep. Hi. So yeah, if you have a tough level gen question to ask, I could definitely fill the air for a solid 30 to 45 minutes. You will learn to regret that question, but I'll make sure it's answered.
So Ben, tell me, why do snap nodes not work sometimes?
Is that a real question?
No, it's not. That's something where it's like, I could probably walk away and come back and you'd still be like, yeah, so the snap value was wrong. You set up your tile wrong. You probably did this wrong.
Actually, it has more to do with floating point precision errors.
Yeah, Ben Israel. We're going to look for a different layout. This layout kind of looks okay, but I'm looking for something spicy. I don't think that's how that works, Tetra. Though it'd be kind of funny to see you try. They asked if I change my name to Tetra_Gek, do I instantly get hired? The bot will just give you a role if you have _Gek in your name.
Maybe hired and ban might if they mean the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there is a hammer in the office. I'm just saying. No, I can't do the wall chargeable shed on the Skylight Breach.
Oh, the map view in training, so cursed. So actually, I can answer that one because I made the training area. The training area was never designed to be looked at from map view, and it was just like there's a lot of work that goes into making the map view work, and it was like we need to get the training area done, and I was like, thank God, finally one level that we can make that I don't need to worry about the map view for. And we turned on the map view for it, and it's just like, this is what happens. This is what it looks like if you don't think about that stuff. But yeah, eventually the training mode will get a real map view. Like, at the very least, it'll get a map view pass. But it's just like, where does it fall on the priority list, right?
Level Gen B? Where are you seeing that? I don't even see that. Bottom right? I don't know. Probably something random. Or maybe a deprecated something or other. I don't know. There's a lot of random crap I honestly don't even look at. My eyes just glaze over it.
I mean,
oh, the image. So, Ben, I think you have a better understanding of this story than I do.
The programmer that made the level generation system, I mean, he is like a top tier like meme aficionado, and he had a very fun, quirky sense of humor, and what we had was, what he decided to do is like, oh, I kind of want to put a banner image for the background of the editor, and he literally just took like that image and stretched it out 5 to 1.
Yeah,
So
normally
it's like,
it would go
it's just like this weird like stretched colors, and it's like you don't know what it is unless you actually go to the source image. It's just this picture of a guy just upset. It's amazing.
It's the dude from Whiplash when he's getting yelled at. Am I dragging? Among
play
Us
the song
C-Store?
again.
Never. You know what would be good is if I did an Among Us C-Store with a skylight. I think that would be super cheeky. Get the Among Us shape and then put a skylight up here where the eye would be.
Oh my.
Don't tempt me, chat. I'll do it.
I could definitely help.
I understand why I am not seeing gens. I like, oh, this one's good. I do not have the proper things.
For a little while, way back in the day, skylight and teller were linked. Like, you could not have a teller without a skylight. That was like the entrance for that room, but we took that out.
It's so funny to think about that sort of thing. Like, I just never really give it much thought. But then I hear about all these things that have been tried, and it really makes me wonder.
I mean, usually it's like, if there is a iteration of something that is pretty straightforward, probably it was tried at some point. We try and it's been a long road, you know.
I've
Plenty of
definitely done a
opportunities.
skylight into teller. No one liked it. It was horrible.
I think when Grant Axum started working at the company as level designer, whenever he put a skylight into teller, he would rename teller to do it.
More like, why are we not doing it anymore? Because then I know why it was like stopped. What they were thinking, I honestly have no idea ever. I don't know what I'm thinking at the time. So trying to think of what other people are thinking is just like a confusing paradox loop for me.
So I think when we were doing it, we had the island tellers, and what it did is it created basically a hard box for the attackers to get into, but not able to like shoot out of. I think also the teller door behavior was different then, where you needed to charge it from both sides. So it was implicitly a red door that you could get full intelligence into. You know, like you could shotgun it. Yeah, I think that was always the case, but it was like full intelligence gathering, but it was still an expensive room to get into.
Yeah, but island tellers, oh my god, that's gonna be so much work though.
Island teller. I mean, the clusters still exist. It's
Yeah,
just
but
you have
we're not
to
supposed to use them.
untellerify the side room.
Yeah. Like, I'd love to do it just as a room, but if you do that, you're talking about putting, like, a room within a room, but in the middle. Like, it's easy to, like, connect the room via subrooms, but, you know, what if I wanted to put a teller here? It's like, well, I mean, shit.
Yeah. The trade was for the tellers to be a room and more integrated. It was like, now it's always going to be on the side. But I think tellers provide more interest now than they did before. They were just like a big boy cluster back in the day, and now they're more, I think, at least in my opinion, they're more meaningful. At least for like the flow of the level.
Yeah, for level making, it helps a lot, but I do want to see the island teller back. I just want to do it if I end up being assigned to it in a way that, like, makes sense. C-Store music when? Dude, that's a good question.
Technically all the prefabs still exist. That is up to Mr. Bulk if he wants to bring that back.
Yeah, like, I know that the speakers technically still emit stuff. They just don't have a track to play.
Yes.
So, you never know. For April Fools, we might just put on, like, one of those, like, generic happy birthday songs that you can find on YouTube. It's your birthday today, Jeff!
we came, for the winter event, we came very close to putting Christmas music, like royalty-free Christmas music on the speakers. It was like, that was on, like, our would-be nice list of, like, if we get the time, we'll do it, but, there was, like, a lot of other stuff coming in.
The face when Karin teller. Bell working when? Excellent question. I have no clue, and I want to see it come back. Where is that? Where is he?
Same.
Where is he? Oh, does this one even have one? Or does it spawn when? I want to say it's under this, but it's not.
I don't know if he spawns in the procedural tellers.
Yeah, I thought he was just a part of this. Because I've seen him on here before. I don't know.
I believe he was just taken completely out of the cluster.
Rip.
Yep. Definitely Desk Bell is one of the main things that I miss from this game as well.
When is someone gonna win the $6 trillion? I don't know. That's a good question.
It's not even a dollar sign. How do you know it's a dollar sign? How do you know it's $6 trillion?
Yeah, like
6 trillion pesos. Simoleons. Win big.
did they just give you 6 million Samoas? Honestly, that'd be a good way to go out, just by eating Samoas. Oh my god. I would die a happy man. Okay, so we got a skylight breach. I can no longer do just a teller door, because it counts as a half door. Which makes sense, but still like grumble grumble. Attackers grumble grumble. Too strong grumble grumble. Being nice to the attackers? Huh! What kind of madness are you speaking? Add the gap back to teller. Again. No. Didn't it break things?
It did in fact break things.
Yeah.
Like it broke things badly. That was real substantial network desync problem.
Why did it break things, I guess, is my question.
Do you want a real? Well, I can answer that.
You're like, are you sure? This is the "Are you sure" confirmation box.
Chat, if you want to know the answer, I can. Okay. All right, we're doing it. So the way that we assign objects that are interactive, right? If you think about like what's networked and network state, you know, like a door being opened or an object being destroyed, we assign an entity ID. So each level has like several hundred entity IDs, but we also have dynamic entities like a gun that spawns in the truck or is, you know, persistent through rounds. Well, if you put a gun in the counter, we were giving it a static entity ID that was unique to that level. But when you took it with you through the round transition, that static entity ID would be persistent. So if it had like the number 26 and the number 26 was a door in the next round, then is the server talking to a door or is it talking to a GAT9? And like there's a bit more into that, but like that's effectively like what the problem was. It was this like non-persistent persistent object.
Sheesh. Sheesh.
I think there's a better. There might have been like a point where we resolved that, but like we haven't, like, before putting that in, because that's like game breaking for at least the person holding that. I'd want to do some testing.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing though, if I put bomb in bathroom, I swear to God, if I get complaints about it because it's too close to a green door, I'm gonna vomit.
Jetford. Yeah, I mean, like, we could dynamically spawn it. We have, you know, like, the gun racks in training are a good example of, like, a dynamic spawner system. But the last time I had a chance to kind of, like, look at that and see if that would work for, like, a single gun, it wasn't working. Like, the spawner itself wouldn't actually spawn the gun. And I think I opened up a ticket for that, but that would, you know, like, an engineer would have to look at that or whatever. That's been a little while, though, so maybe it's fixed. Again, I'd have to put a gun in a level, load it, and see if it all works, and then if it breaks or doesn't break things. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I like the new flashbang patch. I think, like, my personal take on it is people need to get used to it, and then it'll be a little bit better. Getting flashed is still pretty brutal, but I don't know. I don't feel like it throws you around as much just randomly, which I like. That is my 2 cents. Like, if I get flashed and I'm still holding an angle at the end of the concussion, like, I'm a happy boy.
Really flash.
No, that's me being a bad jet. Don't worry about it. Actually, I gotta remove this because you'll be able to make this jump.
Oh, Jesus. Is that something you can platform on?
Yep. If you get onto here, onto one of the shelves, you can crouch jump up onto this and then you'd be able to look over.
God.
Yep. This is what I deal with. Like, I'm pretty sure if this was closer, you'd also be able to do that, because you can barely just not jump onto this. Yeah, again, that's me being a bad. I did not take into account the fact that we don't do that for that very reason. And I've had reports of it not working if you take it into other maps, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, I think it was Tetra who actually said, like, hey, so you know that tub that you put in that map? Yeah, it brokey. He was like,
There you go.
like in the DM, I'm pretty sure he said, you know that tub you put in? And I said, yeah. And he's like, shit's broke when you go into a new map.
It's almost like we took out guns and levels for a reason.
I don't know why we would have done such a thing. I am going to put tub in level. Actual conversation with Sandwich. Hello, Imply. A snowball is going to pick up everything. Like, it depends on what you want. They're great for like podcasting because they do pick up everything, but like if you live in a familial situation or like with other people, it will pick them up, even if like you have a door closed, or it'll pick up like your mechanical keyboard. Yeah, I don't like the snowball. I have an Audio-Technica, what is this? Oh, I don't even know. I've had it for so long. This is the AT2020, and I love this thing. And I have the XLR version. A lot of people just get the USB version, but... yeah. I should have gone for the USB version, but I wanted the XLR ability. My brother ended up getting the USB version, and really... oh, excuse me. I really regret not doing what he did.
USB DAC.
It is such a killer day. Oh my goodness.
I haven't been outside.
Yeah, like, it sucks because, like, Washingtonians specifically have, like, horrendous vitamin D levels, and then add on to that the fact that we're game developers, and it's bad. Like, I feel like the amount of skin problems I'm gonna have later in life is just so damn high.
I grew up in the South, and it's like, yeah, there's a good reason to not go outside. It's blaring hot, and the sun is just, like, angry at you.
Yeah.
And here, there's no good excuse for that anymore. Oh, it's kind of misting outside.
Yeah, at least when we get rain, it's, like, nice amounts of rain. And then occasionally it'll dump, and you're just like, why? Oh my god, I ran into... I want to say it was a Filthy Frank video the other day, where he was dressed as Luigi. And he's just staring at a tree. He's like, I got the question for God. Why? It just caught me so good. Yeah, I'd really look into non-snowball microphones. Because again, a snowball is it's a great microphone, but it's very limited in what it can do. And it's great for like YouTubers or podcasters that have like a space that they can record in. But you know, if you're by your PC's making noise, and you know, other people might be making noise in your house, and like keyboard's making noise, and it'll pick all of that up. Like it might even pick up your mouse clicking. So it's a great microphone. You really have to know kind of what its limits are. Sheesh, I don't know what to do here. Like, Zoink Scoobs, we're getting investigated for tax fraud, Scoobs.
So the play on this one is Bathroom Bomb.
Yep. I'm thinking I'm going to do Bathroom Bomb and do it this way, too, so you can wallbang it from right here.
Get that knack in storage.
Yeah. I gotta give him good opportunities for those high velocity rounds. I'm actually really liking the feel of like a lot of the guns I don't normally use. Normally I kind of just stick to like the AP, the MOP, like KR, occasionally Gruber. Now I'm like, you know, picking up like the F1, the Igmar, the auto shotgun, like, so good.
Yeah, I pick up the F1 and shorty shotgun combo so often that people give me a hard time. The Igmar's the best shotgun in the game. It just has infinite range.
And we're gonna do this. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, I don't know. I like where the tub is at right now. Like, shotguns are a hard thing to balance in general in any game. Because, like, IRL, they could shoot you out to 100 meters, like, easily. Depending on, you know, what kind of shot you're using. And they will mess you up at that range, but it's like in a game that just sucks to play against. Like, no one wants to be that guy who gets domed across the map by a tub. It already doesn't feel very good when you get nuked by a tub, so...
There goes the whole plan. And if you're lucky like us, then it becomes like one of the most well-known flex tapes is when you're just getting slaughtered.
Yep. I wasn't playing that round. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, the sound of all the whiffing bullets. That was my contribution to that tape.
I think the worst part about that tape is you can actually see the moment when it gets called out too, because everyone turns and no one hits a shot. Like, everyone's just like... It's like in anime where they like get really up close to someone unexpectedly and they're just like, ugh!
Expect this. Oh wait, everybody else is dead?
Yeah. Was that me? Man, I want quips so bad. Like, I that's been my thing recently, is I just want like things I can yell at the enemy team in game with. It's like voice quips.
Fun. That'd be fun.
I'm not sure how vulgar we can make them, but I love the Tarkov ones. I have them, like, all the ones I normally use hotkeyed, and it's really fun to, like, hear someone, like, sneaking around and be like, we got a fucking rat! Kill it! Like, I want to do that, but be like, you're surrounded! Come out of the building now!
Definitely do, like, 90s action movie one-liner type
Yeah.
clips for sure.
What's his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, some of those ones are good. I am entering a renaissance period of him. Like, only action movies I've watched recently involve him, and it's glorious. I love it.
Back when we had The Office, we were trying to do like movie nights, and I think the last one we actually watched was Hard Target. Choice.
That's a very good choice. You know what we need? We need a breaker. We're a button breaker here. It did not spawn breaker because it is a bad boy. We're gonna go a little wonky with this one.
Why not make the whole storefront skylights?
Uh,
Front to back.
You know, I really feel like that, like an already powerful attacker breach would just become that much more powerful for some reason.
Okay.
It would be a good time to do it for the meme, though. Just gotta balance the rest of the map around it somehow. Make the wall skylight, too. I don't think I can do that one, Chief. I think that one's a little bit beyond my abilities.
7.2. There you go.
You're gonna hate me. It's at 7.198.
You mon.
No one will ever know. Except you, chat. You'll know. And us. So I guess a couple people. Making the wall skylight. That just sounds like reception with extra steps.
I found out I was working on these for a project, and they turns out that those insets are not perfectly aligned. There's like a 0.001% like offset if you rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees. It's just like,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
it's at
do
yeah.
that. It's all dark metal, so it's like it doesn't show up, but I know.
Like
And
if I
now
rotate
can't
it 90
unknow.
degrees, it rotates to negative 90.00001.
Oh no, that's Unity stuff.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the 2x2 square for like the bigger ones. If you rotate it 90 degrees, it doesn't line up.
Is it not? Oh, it doesn't.
Just despondent when I found out.
It kind of works like that. But
I mean,
yeah, if you
it's-
do it like
it's
90, it's
nearly-
like.
It's nearly imperceptible, but I know. I know.
Can you place the shutter in such a way that you can block off skylight? No. I mean, I'm sure I could, but it would go against convention, which is a big no-no.
He'd at the very least get a look out of me. Like, if you want
Yeah.
shutter skylights, let's make a shutter skylight.
Yeah.
Let's not take this whole or this shutter thing and make an amalgamation.
Oh, I'm so good at that too. I am so good at that. I'm good at making all sorts of things horrible, and then artists see them and they go, Sandwich, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I don't know. Art. It's my version of art, and it's just like a horrendously horrible stuff. Conventions are meant to be broken, though. I'm gonna let you take that one up with the big man. I like my conventions, okay? Let me be. Conventions keep me in line, man.
Every convention, if every map is unconventional, then
Yeah. The
convention
syndrome. If every map is breaking conventions, then everything is on convention. Exactly. It's gonna be too tight, huh? Oh yeah, so fun fact. Should I tell him about this one? So this guy got asked about the other day.
with one the
It
patrol.
was the patrolman. Yeah, this bad boy has had no hitbox for ages. Literally zero, none, nada. Look at this.
What? It has a hitbox.
It does, but not in certain areas.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like-
yeah, it's set to thin.
Yeah. So all of these were set to like variations of thin. This literally doesn't block bullets. Oops. I know. I think it was Revenant, and a couple other people who sent in a video at one point about like different things that had like weird or wonky hitboxes, and I've been slowly going through them and like fixing them, but
First batch
Yeah.
is in alpha now, so it should be working its way up to release soon.
and part of that, which was funny, was finding all these objects that I'm like, this makes sense that it was thin at one point, and then there's some objects that I look through and they'll have like one hitbox that's just like it's not there because of whatever happened to it. And it's like the weirdest, like smallest little part. Or you'll find hitboxes that are just like all sorts of whack. Like there's random hitboxes. There's ones that are labeled super weird because of like old naming conventions. There's ones that like don't even exist, but then they technically do exist, but they were just all like LGOs. Yeah, it was weird. It was a very weird trip through hitbox land.
Well, hitboxes are artist driven, and it's there's been a lot of artists on this team over a lot of years.
Yeah. Yes, there has. I am one of them.
When people ask us like, can you like if we do this, would every hitbox conform to that? I'm like, probably not.
Like, do you want like a legitimate answer? No.
Why can't we just write a tool to automate this? It's because the tool will work for about 60% of our content, probably.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Don't forget about that stairway up to the roof. It didn't move with the level.
Yeah.
Do you use real world scale for your object? No.
Well, there's one.
Well, we use kind of a rule of thumb scale. Like, we scaled everything off of the attacker. Like, the units in our game don't match like any real world units. They're bigger than a foot but smaller than a meter. And it's just kind of like an arbitrary kind of deal. Like, we never go like, okay, well, this object in real life is, you know, like a meter long, so make sure that it's exactly this number of units. It's always, how does it feel when it's in game, or, you know, when it's up against a player. And usually it's more like cover driven for most stuff, or like how high it is versus the level gen and what our standardized walls and floors are.
I'm feeling pretty good about this map, so I'm just gonna move on. How tall are the attackers? 9'5". Dude, sometimes I feel like they are when I'm flashed and crouched there, and I just see an attacker like looming over me. Terrifying.
I want to say the attackers are probably... So, I mean, like, we kind of assume that the attackers are about 6 foot, you know, like with the armor and everything. That's you know, like, if we do have like a real world object and we're like, we want to try and get this close, it's like an attacker is ballpark 6 feet. So that's usually what we go off of.
Call him 5'11".
I mean, I guess if you were to say like the Unity de facto standard is 1 unit equals 1 meter, if you were to do that, the attackers are 3.6 meters tall. So, yeah, they're about 10 feet tall.
The only reason I'm not doing that, Simber, is because if I do that, then the problem is just being avoided. So, no, I will not remove the hand dryers. The problem isn't with the map, it's with the wall charge not destroying things. I want the wall charge to destroy things, which is intended. It's just not in.
Once the performance update goes live, we'll be able to reevaluate that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you imagine just blowing into the like the back of a booze shelf with like our current networking, but the old physics? Oh my god. Computer just like slowly starts to chug blue screens. Huh. So that's what that does. Oh, I didn't even see fridges right there. Okay. I was like, where the hell is fridges? This one's kind of interesting. I want a way to be able to connect Teller to fridges, but it's kind of like they're separate things, right? Can't really connect a subroom to a subroom the way I want it to.
Yeah, we are finding out that subroom to subroom connections can also cause unintended behaviors.
Oh, lovely.
That wall gets connected, so
very cool.
Probably not recommended that you plug those two things in with each other.
Yeah, it's... Man, sometimes this stuff sucks because, like, I think I'll do something really cool and then figure out that there's, like, a bug that just breaks everything because of that. And I don't think it's happened recently. Yeah, I can't think of a time that's happened recently, but...
When we spec this stuff out, we try to make it as robust as possible, right?
Yeah. Most of the time it works really well.
You can't predict, like, every possible scenario. Like, that's kind of like with subrooms, it's a really good example of, like, just trying to brute force every potential scenario that a subroom could interact with any other type of room. And with, like, that and room priorities and, you know, like, how walls behave, it became like a graph of, I want to say, like, 30 or 40 potential unique scenarios. You know, like once we actually fleshed it out, it's just like, well, we'll try and address the most important ones first, and then work our way down from there.
Fun fact: this map is called Fury Circus, and I love it.
Fury Circus.
Fury Circus, or Circus Fury. I think Fury Circus fits it a bit better. It reminds me of a Fury Road, Mad Max. Though, could you imagine it? Just giant flaming, a cartwheel? The Ferris wheel.
Oh, a giant Ferris wheel.
Yeah, giant Ferris wheel, but like on a monster truck bed, like a big ol' like stretched out monster truck.
You still have the giant speaker truck, but it's playing circus, like fairground music.
That'd just be like menacing, like. All the war boys are just clowns.
Yes.
Oh my god. You know, Fury Road is one of those movies I think I'm never gonna get tired of watching. I love that movie. That movie is so good. Like,
That is a really solid piece of cinema.
I have my gripes about it, but I think it's more about the Mad Max franchise in general. So like I can't really pin anything to Fury Road because it's like it's so well done, which is fine. I like that, but it's also kind of weird. It's like when Ozzy gets back to me with QA, and he's like, "Yep, nope, nothing on this style set," and I'm like, "Are you sure? Like I don't trust it." Like there's got to be something wrong somewhere. There always is.
No problems, huh?
Yeah.
Grr.
Yeah, it's like skeptical look. Oh, I finally got my bike back from the shop, and it is riding so good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I went up
Yeah.
and rode last weekend.
And I'm sure the shop has a new set of tools.
Actually, yeah, they showed me the Allen wrench. I can't really draw because it's on the Unity window, but it was a number 8 Allen wrench that was like connected to like a ratchet bolt. And what they were trying to do was go into the cranks that connect to the pedals to the bike. And those arms for the cranks were on so tight that it just shattered that Allen wrench that they were trying to use. And then they got an impact driver, and that didn't work. So they had to just drill them out. And I got a free set of like $150 cranks out of it. So yeah, I'm a pretty happy camper.
Nice.
Also, actually, I wanted to ask you, since I have you here, Ben, like, how hard is it to make a new mid-ground?
It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's just what would you want from a new mid-ground?
I'm thinking of just pushing things off to the side more, because, like, the mid-ground's really cool, and I like what it is by itself, but, like, there's a whole bunch of just random crap in the middle, and it's like we situate the level in the middle, you know?
Well, the idea is when that's why we have like the clear mid-ground tool. So
Yeah.
the way that I approached making mid-grounds was just like, well, what if the level's completely off to the right? You know, then you end up with this giant piece of dead space. Like that. That's the case in
okay.
like the factory. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I need to account for the possibility of the level just not being there. You know, like this. I tried to make the mid-ground be like visually acceptable enough that if there was no level, this just looks like an empty parking lot. So that's kind of the intent there. Like, if you're having trouble with like the stuff getting cleared out, we could probably widen the bounding boxes that are used to clear out cars. Like we could theoretically modify the individual bounding boxes of those so it deletes when, you know, because it's like a lot of times you'll see like that car that just barely fits in that one spot and then it blocks a route
Yeah.
or something.
My least favorite one is the trash bag in factory, and then there's a Jersey barrier somewhere in here that doesn't get deleted.
Yeah,
I don't know
that.
if it's in this
so-
one, but
You know when we had the trouble where the exterior catwalks would allow players to
yeah,
spawn on them?
yeah.
So the solution for that was not to make like a second set of catwalks, because what we did is we had like a variant that disabled that feature. but we found that when variants are being placed with our level generator, sometimes that variant information would get lost. So we had to basically invert the problem where the variant has the feature that it normally wouldn't have. And the same goes for like deleting objects when they're overlapping with a level volume. And so when we redid when I redid all the mid-ground stuff, I had to go through and explicitly turn on the ability to be deleted for every object in the mid-ground. And
okay.
I guess I missed like exactly 3 props.
I mean,
out
it's a
of the
lot of
several
props to
hundred.
go through, though. Like, again,
Yeah.
you're bound to miss something, and at this point, it's kind of like the shed red doors, where I'm more used to looking for it than anything. But
Yeah.
I do like your mentality of trying to get level gen to 100%, so it can just do its thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been the eternal question for level gen, like in terms of where we want to take it. It's like, do we want it to be a fully automated tool where you press button receive level, or do you want to make it like really robust for people to make design decisions on? And a lot of times those two are in direct conflict, right?
Yep.
So we tried to strike a balance, but I mean, you know, there's always additional room for improvement in both directions, obviously.
Yeah.
So big picture kind of stuff, right?
I might have to push these chairs in. I'm just doing a quick check. Oh, I totally am. Yeah, it's too tight. It's fine.
What if we just remove the collision from those chairs?
I'd rather just push them in.
Fair enough.
Because we actually talked about this like way back when I was my initial concerns about platforming were being vented. And one of the things I said was like, why do these chairs have collision? Like, can we just like tuck them in or turn them off? And people were like, just tuck them in. So
Yeah. I think, you know, when we first started the project, it was like that object is like this immutable thing that we couldn't edit in specific scenarios. We had like the prefab spawner system. And it was like, you can't, you know, in this specific scenario where the chair's all the way pushed into a desk, it makes no difference if that chair has no collision. But if the chair's by itself, you know, and it's like the only thing in that room, and, you know, a player wants to bank a flashbang off of it or something like that, it just goes through the chair and hits the ground. And that's a pretty bad subversion of expectation, right?
yeah.
But now with like nested prefabs and prefab variants and stuff, we can go to the cluster level and make specific changes like that. But that is pretty, you know, like manpower intensive, right? You have to go to every cluster and say like, on this specific cluster, does this specific thing need this type of collision? And then delete that, you know. And like that's really the best of both worlds answers. But it's God, there's just a lot of content that needs to be done on.
Oh, that's gonna be so cheeky.
I don't know what the contractor was thinking when they were asked to put like a
Dude, don't even start. The amount of building codes I've violated over my time at GEC is too damn high, okay? Like, this any of these maps would be a great example of exactly what not to do when making a building, especially one that people are staying in. Like, maybe the kill house is like fine for, you know, what it is, but structurally, like, I wouldn't be caught dead in the C-store because I'd be dead from all the debris. Oh my god, I would not last long in Alpha City at all. I'd be that dude you'd see begging for frickin' brain chips on the street corner.
Yo, you got chips?
Yep.
You got chips?
Gotta eat chips. I just need them. No, that's a freezer door. I'm trying to think. God, this is why I don't like doing bomb back there. It makes placing power and red doors just blah. Plus, I'm gonna have to do a storefront skylight, so I need to keep that in mind with bomb being back here. Kind of want to do red in or this in bathroom, and then maybe a red door into teller. Red door into hero, I think, would be better, but then I have to move power.
I do like red door into teller.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like, what's the play here with a teller red door, right? Like you're gonna go for button, and the button right here is just, you know, it's right there, and this is gonna destroy any barbed wire. So like, I guess I could move the teller button, but that doesn't really solve the problem that I'm seeing. I don't know. I probably shouldn't think about it that hard. Lots to think about all the time.
What's the top down on this?
1 second before I forget about this. I'm gonna get that shed door.
Rotate and rotate. I mean, if you made this a double charge, then you could make the the storefront basically free.
Yeah, there's gonna be the skylight in storefront because the bomb is back in storage.
Oh, well, if I mean a skylight's in storefront, then I don't think the shed button's a real consideration.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The chances of a defender
Like,
holding inside storefront when there's a skylight, it's just, that's not a play.
Yeah, this is the top down so far.
Yeah. Yeah, red. I mean, that red to storage is pretty strong.
Red to storage?
I mean, teller to storage.
Yeah.
Right. That's your fast path.
Like, if I do this, it slows them down a little bit. Am I off? I think the whole level's off. 1 sec. It was not. Interesting. Ugh. Tough calls either way.
Yeah, I mean, like bathroom's always a hard room to breach into. You
Really?
just never know. Well, it's definitely one of the harder ones. Like if you're kind of like rank the difficulty, bathroom has the highest chance of, you know, like a defender hiding. Right? It's
True.
your check the corners room. Arcade is kind of like that low visibility room. But and those are like the two hardest ones. Then you have like, I'd say office is probably the easiest.
Yeah.
Freezer.
Well, office and maybe storage because they're kind of the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, office and storage are pretty much the same thing, just with different covers. So, yeah, and then freezer has kind of like, you have to account for like the long sight lines from storefront.
Yeah.
But bathroom is always like, you know, you have somebody with a shotgun in a stall standing on a toilet. You just don't know that. It definitely slows down your initial push.
Yeah, I honestly, like, my plan whenever we're breaching anything really, like in C-Store, is to get in as deep as I possibly can away from the breach and then just walk. Like, I want to be nowhere near the breach. I want nothing to do with the breach after I've entered. Like, no, just no thank you. I will go this way.
No breach for me, thank
Yeah.
you.
Unless I'm like a vital part of the push, I'm just like, I'm gonna go off into La La Land and click on heads for 2 minutes. Be right back. It is kind of surreal sometimes playing on my maps too that I made, especially because like sometimes I don't remember if I made it. Like I don't know. They all kind of blend together at a point or another, and I'm like, did I make this one or was this one not mine? And then occasionally I'll see someone, I'm like, what the heck is this? And Axum's like, I don't know. That's a good question. Didn't you make it? And I'm like, wait a second. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? I do enjoy playing on maps that I made like for testing, but usually my maps are like borderline. They're either like a meme or a saw trap.
I like to think of them as art forms.
That's right. Abstract art.
Yeah, like
just alternate interpretations of what a map could be.
it's like you never really know what you're gonna get like on your maps. You know, sometimes it's doorways blocked off. Sometimes it's like an extremely over-engineered map. Sometimes it's just literally a normal map, but there's like one thing that you can't quite place, but it's different, and you don't know what it is, and you're like, what is it? What is it?
That's right. The lack of something special is special.
Yeah, it's the worst for me when I'm like, okay, you know, we're sitting down to play a test and like, oh yeah, I threw in a level of XYZ, and it's like, okay, you know, getting the Bickle special, I like it, and then we load into it, and it's like, what's changed? I see nothing. I am fearful.
It's the biggest surprise of all. It's just a normal, well-designed map.
Just like, I don't like it. Oh my god, this can be a huge pain in the butt. It spawned with 4x4s.
Oh, yeah.
That's alright, it's not gonna be that quick or that hard of a fix. I mean, technically we can go back into the office.
Yeah, did you know that the little back panels on those roof cap pieces are individually disableable? So you could put a skylight right up against the wall?
The back plate of these pieces?
Yeah, the roof cap. So like the little concrete piece that goes over the side of the roof?
These things.
Yeah, the red, yeah. So I think the back is separate. It should still
Let
be.
me see. Roof cap long? Oh, yeah. I think. No. Wait.
Yeah.
Roof
I
cap.
see it highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could turn that off, and then you could put a skylight right up against the wall.
Oh, the more you know. We will do that.
That was necessary when levels were a lot smaller.
It's crazy to think that, like, C-Store now, it does seem pretty small at points, you know, especially when you're playing against a well-coordinated team. It is so weird to think that it was smaller at one point. At least
I just
to me.
think back to the original, well, the first pass of the modern kill house. It was like, I want to say like 3 2x2s and a 2x4L. And that was the whole map.
And didn't
It
they
was
also
like a
have
little
like
secret.
their own individual things that like they would spawn with? Like cover
Okay.
pieces?
Oh, well, that's the old kill house. I'm talking like
Ah.
yeah, those are like the prototype kill houses.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they did. There was a time when Level Gen was unable to spawn cover. It could only spawn tiles.
Back in my day. Way before my day, holy shit. Respect your elders.
There was one really good positive for that, which was I could manually light every room.
Ooh.
Like I was able to like put spotlight shining on like known pieces of cover, and like you know, like just because I knew there was gonna be precisely like one shadowed light in this room, I could turn on like a really dramatic spotlight, and, you know, like, oh, this is the backstage area. Let me put some like inset lights along it, like it was you know, like a stage or whatever. But yeah, can't do that very much with clusters now. There was also a very short amount of time that clusters had lighting built into them as well.
That sounds rough.
That, yeah. You talk about like human editing. That's a really good example of being very hard to edit, especially if you like swap out a cluster. It's like you just changed the lighting of this entire level.
So like we wouldn't even be able to do a lot of the stuff we do now in that sense. Like right now we can just kind of move things around after QA, right? And unless it's like a major change, like the truck or like a fire door or something, like you can generally just run occlusion and it'll be fine. Unless it's like a wall that got baked, or you know, someone was in front of it, or any of that junk, right? But I can't imagine having to like move one cluster and like having to go through the whole like rebake process and then figuring out that there was another one. Like, oh no, thank you. I will not.
Yeah. A lot of effort went into trying to make lighting painless. It still has pain to it, I'll admit.
We didn't make it painless, just hurting a little bit less. It doesn't look centered. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? I make everything in my levels centered and perfectly on 90-degree and 45-degree angles. I would never, ever, ever put something slightly askew in a level. That is not like me in the slightest.
Oh my god, stop it!
It's alright. We got some sketchy contractors setting up this railing, okay?
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, let's get a sick 180.
Gonna have to minimize the stream for a minute or two.
It's gonna be like Santa Claus. Every time you ask, I'm gonna be the bad parent and just put it 1 degree off just to spite you. Every time someone asks.
If it's a piece of floating cover, that's fine. But if it's a piece of architecture, monster.
I know, it's like floating locker, I sleep. It's 91 degree angle, catwalk rail, real shit. Viewer count dropped by 3 after you did that. They weren't strong enough to wield the power. I remember there was a map I made. I don't think it was recently, but I think I put truck at like 87 degrees and someone commented on it.
What? The truck's supposed to go at a weird angle.
Yeah,
it's a truck.
like,
they just drove in.
But you would think, like, out of all the things, right? Like, doesn't this look like unnatural?
Yes.
But then there was no comment about like the stair or, you know, on this map it would be like the railings. I've done like weird pieces of cover where it's like 1 degree off with the booze shelves. I don't know. C-Store can get wacky sometimes. If you know what to look for, it gets real wacky real quick.
The secret is just not let it get to you.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always off center. I never had a center in the first place.
Snap the grid, you say?
Snapped a grid? There's a grid. Tell me about this grid. Oh, that's another movie I need to watch. Is the Neutron, just for the Daft Punk music. Oh, I miss them, dude.
Neutron.
Yeah, the what was it?
Too young for Ultron, too old for Neutron.
Well, honestly, like the music kind of makes it for me. Like, I don't know. The VFX are cool and all, but like, like I'm not. I don't give brownie points for redone concepts of like pretty much the same exact movie. Like, it's cool what they did. It's like, you know, Flint's son and all that, but the original Tron was good already, you know? Like, you don't have to do that to him.
The original Tron was a cult classic. It was
Yes.
not like a masterpiece of the art form. I mean, it was groundbreaking technically, but like as a film,
Yeah,
you know, like,
as a film,
telling a
it's
story,
rough.
yeah, and that's okay. Not every movie has to be like an art house,
Yeah.
event. But
Like, as much as I love, you know, if you want to call them this, classical movies, or like movies like Casablanca, right? Like, absolutely phenomenal movie. Could watch it a lot, but man, if you don't know what's going on, it is boring as heck. Yeah, like, amazing movie if you actually know what's going on and why they're doing certain things and, you know, all of that. But the first time I watched Casablanca, I was like, this is boring, this sucks. Like, it's literally a rom-com, but without the com or the rom. So it's just kind of gross. Now I'm like, oh my god, this was actually a really good movie. What do you mean?
Yeah, I watched Apocalypse Now for the first time a few months ago.
Really?
That movie is just, that's a ride.
Yeah.
It's just like emotionally draining.
Yep. I think that was kind of the point too. You know, that's how the Vietnam War was. I'm so glad I was not alive during that time.
It's double interesting because I definitely knew people in college that were very much like some of the military guys.
Really?
Yeah, I was in ROTC, so like
Yeah.
that the Colonel Killjoy, I think. You know, the one that played like the Rite of Valkyries. I'm like, man, I know that guy. That he is like that. That is so much of a stereotype. Type A personality, military guy. Just like, man, it's like I'm right back in college.
Yeah. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm definitely not, I'm not into like history stuff a lot. Or like historical films or films that like reference history, but I kind of wish I was more. There's been a lot of times when I wish I could like relate to something that happened historically that wasn't even like that long ago in the grand scheme of things. It's like I'm a youngin', so heck, even like President Bush, like people are like, oh yeah,
Did that a few years ago myself.
yeah,
Not
like
anymore.
oh, I just like I was in like preschool, like dead ass. I was so young. So weird to think about for me, but this is a wacky storefront. All sorts of weird and wacky. It's alright.
That's some interesting feng shui. Make people trying to buy stuff really work for it. You know, get them invested. Like if they want to buy stuff from the back of fridges, like they got the their favorite candy bar on that shelf back there. It's just like it's a run.
I think I'm gonna do it like this instead. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Okay. So then you can do funny haha wall charge into shutter meme to get both sides, or you can door charge but still barb here. So I like that look a lot more. Not a huge fan of being able to wall charge in here, but I have no way of covering it up that's gonna look good, so we're sticking with it. Do I have door? Do I have stairs? I do. I have door. I do.
Nice little pile of trash back there in that corner.
I'm the trash man.
Good work, Level Gen.
It's kind of clipping, but meh.
Pointing it out. No, I can't unsee it.
Yeah, you know what?
No, don't do it. No, don't do that.
Hey, yeah, no, it's fine. Look at it. It's good. You'll never know.
Okay.
At least I'm not like scaling the attacker truck. Why are our guns like pea shooters?
You do that, we're gonna have words.
Yeah. We're not gonna be slinging words, we're gonna be slinging fists. Ben's probably gonna win, I'll be honest.
The tank character in real life.
Yeah.
Low center of gravity.
I can't wait to torture people with the rooms I've been working on in Kill House. New Kill House rooms going to make me giggle so much. They're so silly. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hoping I can make a couple after stream. I still need to get the big man's approval on some of them, but on my next one. But the other one I made that I updated actually is looking pretty good. All right, so we got red. Technically 4 or 5 reds on this map on a C-store. So, yikes.
My cup runneth over with choices.
Yep. ETs, what ETs? It's alright, we'll be fine.
A nice little hard point down there at the corner of fridges,
Yeah.
where I'm gonna hide.
Yeah, put a barbed wire right there and just sit.
Yeah, my shotgun, and then they blow bathroom and just take me out with a black tar. It's just like cool.
How could this happen to me? Alright, I think I'm actually going to call it. I need to do some IRL stuff. I'm getting called. So thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. And hopefully next time I will have a bit of a longer stream for you all.
See y'all later.
District 1, I'm receiving at 39. Frank.